Hi, I'm Karen Gonzales, and I am the owner of Cactus Investment Properties and a licensed real estate agent in the state of California for 21 years. I specialize in helping homeowners navigate foreclosure with honest, ethical solutions that put their best interest first. If you are watching this, you or someone you might know might be facing foreclosure, and I understand how overwhelming this can feel, the stress, the uncertainty, and the fear of making the wrong decision. But I want you to know that you have options, and I'm here to help you explore them. In this webinar, I will walk you through the foreclosure process, how it impacts your credit, and real solutions that can help you move forward, whether that's selling your home, negotiating with your lender, or finding another alternative. My mission is to educate and empower you so that you can make the right choice for your future without any pressure, gimmicks, or hidden agendas. By the end of this webinar, you will have a clear understanding of your options and what steps you can take next. If you need personalized guidance, I'm happy to schedule a free strategy session to go over your specific situation. So let's get started. I always like to start off with a positive quote, and I felt that this one was perfect for topics such as this. Staying positive doesn't always mean being happy all the time. It means believing that even on hard days, better ones are ahead. A little about me and my background. I am a licensed realtor and certified short sale and foreclosure resource specialist with the NAR, the National Association of Realtors, which specializes in training and helping homeowners navigate foreclosure and short sales. So as the founder of Cactus Investment Properties and InvestorRN.com, which is my website, I am dedicated to providing ethical, solution-driven support to homeowners in financial distress. With a background as a retired nurse and former healthcare risk manager, I bring extensive experience in crisis management and guiding individuals through difficult situations. I also have over 15 years of experience in accounting, tax preparation, and internal audits, helping clients understand the financial impact of foreclosure. My expertise spans risk management, regulatory compliance, and business operations, having worked with both small businesses and large corporations on financial strategy and problem solving. As a real estate investor, I focus on distressed properties, including short sales and pre-foreclosures, using creative solutions tailored to each homeowner's unique situations. I continue to learn from top experts in foreclosure prevention, and I am passionate about educating and empowering homeowners to make informed decisions. My commitment to transparency, ethical guidance, and strong negotiation skills ensure that homeowners received honest, pressure-free support as they explore their options. There are many reasons behind my choice of a cactus to represent my business, but what is most important to me is that the cactus symbolizes resilience, survival, and adaptability. So just like how homeowners facing financial hardship can overcome challenges and thrive with the right help. My mission is to provide clear, honest information and solutions that help you move forward without unnecessary harm to your credit and financial well-being. So what we're going to talk about today is the foreclosure process and timeline and what to expect, how foreclosure can impact your credit in future, common reasons homeowners face foreclosure, inherited properties and foreclosure risks, the emotional and financial toll of foreclosure, the new Assembly California Bill 2424 and what that means for you, resources and support for homeowners in foreclosure, your options, selling, loan modifications, and more, and how my team and I can help you find the right strategy. Before we dive into the presentation, I'd like to start off with a brief disclaimer. So the following information is for educational purposes only. We will not be providing financial, legal, or professional advice. We will introduce you to strategies we use, but they may not apply to your personal situation. So always speak to your team of professionals before applying any of the strategies learned today. So what are some of the common reasons people might be facing foreclosure? So homeowners may find themselves unable to keep up with the mortgage payments due to a variety of factors. Financial hardship, such as a job loss, medical bills, divorce, or the death of a co-borrower can make payments unmanageable. An adjustable rate mortgage resets. This may also cause monthly payments to rise beyond affordability. Excessive debt from high credit card balances and other loans can further strain finances. Unexpected expenses like major repairs, natural disasters, or emergencies can quickly destabilize a household's financial situation. Broader market and economic conditions such as a recession or inflation or declining property values can also limit a homeowner's options. Additionally, predatory lending practices or poor financial planning can result in unfavorable loan terms that lead to distress. Even falling behind on property taxes or HOA fees may trigger foreclosure action, compounding an already difficult situation. I've also seen many cases where someone inherited a home but couldn't afford to keep it. And it's important to understand that inheriting a property does not eliminate the financial obligations tied to it. If there is a mortgage, that payment doesn't go away. The same goes for HOA fees, property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. Those all continue regardless of whether or not the property is officially transferred to you. Even if the home is tied up in probate, the bills still need to be paid. Probate can take months or sometimes even longer, and if no one keeps up with the payments during that time, the lender can move forward with foreclosure before sometimes the heirs even legally take ownership. It becomes even more complicated when there are multiple heirs, even just two siblings who can't agree on whether to keep or to sell the property. That disagreement can cause the property to sit in limbo while the mortgage goes unpaid, leading to foreclosure. And this doesn't just apply to traditional mortgages. In cases where there's a reverse mortgage, things can move quickly. If a loved one passes away and the home has a reverse mortgage, the loan often becomes due immediately. If the balance isn't paid off, either by refinancing, selling, or using other funds, the lender can foreclose. So these situations can be emotionally and financially overwhelming, and unfortunately, many of the triggers that lead to foreclosure are unexpected and beyond our control. That's why it's so important to be proactive, informed, and reach out for support before things start to spiral. I'm going to tell you a little story. About 6 months ago, my business partner and I were contacted by someone facing foreclosure. Unfortunately, they reached out a little too late and we were not able to stop the foreclosure process. The property was inherited and it had been in the family for over a year. Several siblings were involved, along with a caregiver who somehow became part of the situation. Disputes arose over who was entitled to what, and while the arguing continued, no one was paying the mortgage, property taxes, or HOA fees. Meanwhile, the home was filled with family heirlooms, antiques, and other valuable items. They didn't contact us until about 10 days before the home was scheduled to go to auction. Despite our best efforts, we weren't able to stop it due to the numerous liens. In the end, while everyone fought over who would get what, they all ended up with nothing. The home went to auction, and unfortunately, I see these situations like this far too often. That's why I'm passionate about educating others, making sure people understand their options, and encouraging them to take action early before things get out of control. There's a significant emotional impact that comes with facing foreclosure. It's more than just a financial loss. It can be a deeply personal and even traumatic experience. Many homeowners experience grief, anxiety, and a sense of personal failure. Whether you're the primary breadwinner or someone who has worked tirelessly to build a life, losing a home can feel like losing everything you've worked so hard for. It often feels personal, and people may believe they did something wrong or let their family down. The loss of stability is especially devastating for those who've always taken pride in being self-sufficient. It can leave individuals feeling powerless and out of control, especially when they now have to find a new place to live. On top of that, foreclosure impacts credit, making it even more difficult to secure new housing. Many homeowners in this situation begin to withdraw from friends and family out of embarrassment or fear of being judged. Back in the late 2000s, during the market crash, I personally experienced the impact of economic downturn. My previous career was collapsing, everyone around me was being laid off, and jobs were scarce. I found myself at a crossroads and decided to return to school to further my education. That's when I made a complete complete career shift and pursued nursing, something I felt truly passionate about. But while attending nursing school, I worked in a hospital's behavioral health unit. And during that time, we treated patients with mental illness and substance abuse, but many were there due to severe depression and tragically suicide attempts. A large number of them were facing financial hardship, losing jobs, losing their homes. It was incredibly traumatic. I also worked part time during this time for my church, which unfortunately meant attending and supporting many funerals. Some of those were directly related to the same kinds of financial and emotional struggles I saw in the hospital. The emotional toll of foreclosure and financial collapse is massive. That experience fueled my passion for providing resources and support to those in crisis. I want people to know that they're not alone and that's what they're feeling, and that what they're feeling is valid. It's so important to reach out to your support system and to understand that there are options available. You don't have to face it all on your own. So again, how do we overcome these challenges? Well, first and foremost, know that you are not alone. There are many homeowners facing foreclosure who are actively seeking help, and asking for support is a sign of strength, not failure. Losing a home does not define who you are. It's a setback, yes, but it's not the end of your financial journey. You can rebuild your stability. By exploring your options early, you can regain control of your situation. And if needed, don't hesitate to speak with professionals, real estate agents, foreclosure specialists, financial advisors, and so on. They can guide you and help you find the right solution. Stay connected with your support system, whether that's friends, family, or community resources. Avoiding isolation is key to maintaining your emotional and mental well-being during difficult times. And I want to leave you here with a quote by Albert Einstein. So, life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. In tough moments, it's easy to feel frozen or stuck, and that's when it's most important to reach out, take a step forward, and keep going. So, how do I know all of this? Because I've lived it. This is a bit of my backstory and why I care so deeply about helping others through foreclosure. I truly understand the fear and uncertainty that comes with it because I've been there myself. This is a photo of me and my daughter from around 2006 or 2007, right before, or maybe as my world started to fall apart, but I'm not sure why I'm not wearing shoes in this picture, but it's still one of my favorites. And in that time, I had a great career. I had worked hard and I took pride in my home. But I was also a single mom, and during the late 2000s market crash, I found myself in a very difficult place. If you were around during that time, you probably remember the chaos, the way banks were handling things, and the uncertainty, the fear. I didn't know what my options were. I had more pride and ego than I'd like to admit, and I waited too long to ask for help. I was embarrassed, and I didn't want my friends or family to know what was going on. I felt like a failure and couldn't understand how I had worked so hard only to watch everything start to unravel. That experience is why I am so passionate today about helping other homeowners in similar situations. It's also why I started my business, Cactus Investment Properties. Again, the name cactus, it holds a lot of meaning for me, and like a cactus, we can thrive even in the harshest conditions. With the right support and guidance, you can come out stronger. And my team and I are here to offer the solutions I wish I had back then, helping you protect your credit, regain your financial footing, and then moving forward with confidence. So let's dive in. We're going to talk about the foreclosure process in California. While the general steps may be similar in other states, I am going to be focusing specifically on California, which is a non-judicial foreclosure state. And that means foreclosures here typically do not require court involvement. Judicial foreclosures, those that go through the court system, are possible in California, but they are rare. What I'll cover is a general overview of non-judicial foreclosure timeline. So step one, missed payments. The process begins the moment a borrower misses a mortgage payment. Most lenders offer a grace period, typically around 15 days before charging a late fee. Step two, notice of default. If the borrower is still delinquent after 90 days, the lender can file a notice of default. with the county recorder's office. This notice formally starts the foreclosure process. At this point, the lender is required to inform the borrower about potential foreclosure alternatives like loan modification, short sale, or other loss mitigation options. The borrower then has at least 30 days to explore these options. Step 3, the 90-day reinstatement period. So once the NOD or notice of default is filed, the borrower has 90 days to reinstate the loan by paying off all missed payments, late fees, and any legal costs. If the loan is reinstated during this time, the foreclosure process stops. If we move on to step 4, notice of trustee sale, this is when the loan isn't reinstated within the 90-day window. Then the lender can then issue a notice of trustee sale or notice of sale. This notice must be publicly recorded at least 20 days before the auction date. The lender is required to notify the borrower, post the notice on the property, and publish it in a local newspaper. Depending on the lender or servicer, the auction could be scheduled as soon as 21 days or later, or several weeks, just depending on the servicer or whatever's going on in the market at that time. Step 5 is the foreclosure auction. Then the property is auctioned off to the highest bidder. This could be an outside buyer or the lender if no one else bids. The winning bidder must then pay the full amount immediately, typically via cash or cashier's check. If no one bids, then the property reverts back to the lender as a real estate owned or an REO property. And then step 6, eviction. So if the original homeowner still occupies the home after the auction, then the new owner must go through a formal eviction process to take possession. So the timeline of a foreclosure typically is about 7 to 8 months, so roughly 200 to 250 days from the first missed payment to the date of auction. It can take longer, of course, especially if there are negotiations, loan modifications, or other delays, but that's the typical timeline. Okay, so let's talk about how a foreclosure can affect your credit, because the impact is significant and long-lasting. So first, a foreclosure stays on your credit report for 7 years. During that time, it can drop your credit score by at least 100 to 160 points and sometimes even more. That kind of drop can make it extremely difficult to qualify for a future mortgage, credit card, car loan, personal loan, or even rent a home. A common misconception is that once the foreclosure falls off your report after 7 years, your credit automatically bounces back, but that's not the full picture. So credit scores are based on recent activity, not just time. So if you haven't been actively rebuilding and practicing good credit habits during those years, which can be tough after a foreclosure or during a foreclosure, you may still have a low or thin credit profile. The truth is, positive credit habits matter more than time. So your credit score will recover faster based on how you manage credit moving forward. Most lenders are going to want to see 12 to 24 months of responsible credit use after a major derogatory event like a foreclosure before they'll even consider extending new credit. That means even after the 7-year mark, you may need another 1 to 2 years of consistent, responsible credit behavior to be in good standing again. So also keep in mind that lenders don't just look at your report, they consider your entire credit history. So even if the foreclosure no longer appears on your credit report, many mortgage applications still ask whether you've ever had a home foreclosed. If you answer dishonestly, not only could your loan be denied, but it could also be considered fraud, which has serious consequences. So the key takeaway is the financial damage from foreclosure extends far beyond the event itself, but with the right strategy and time, it is possible to rebuild. So as I've said before, don't wait. The earlier you seek help, the more options you will have to stop foreclosure. If you've missed a mortgage payment or received a notice of default, take action immediately. Document everything, keep detailed records of all your communication with your lender and any agencies you're working with, and also be cautious of foreclosure rescue scams. Never pay upfront fees to anybody promising to help you avoid foreclosure. If someone asks for $1,000 or any large fee or any fee before providing assistance, that's a big red flag. Many Legitimate lenders offer assistance programs designed to help homeowners avoid foreclosure. And it's also important to remember that banks don't want to own your home. They're in the business of lending money, not managing real estate. So the sooner that you reach out to them, the better. Assistance could include a temporary pause or reduction in payments, a loan modification, a lower interest rate, or restructured payment terms. And in some cases, a repayment plan may be offered to help you catch up on missed payments. Again, the key is to contact your mortgage servicer's loss mitigation department as soon as possible and ask about these options like forbearance or a loan modification. If you know that keeping the home is no longer feasible, then consider selling it before it reaches auction. Doing so can protect your credit and then give you more control over the situation. Whether you're trying to save your home or plan a graceful exit, taking early and informed action is the most powerful step that you can take. For anyone facing foreclosure in California, there's an important update that you should know about. So California Assembly Bill 2424, which took effect on January 1st, 2025, this new legislation introduces significant protections to help homeowners avoid foreclosure and preserve their equity. There are two key provisions here. So the first one is the 45-day extension with a listing agreement. So if a homeowner provides the foreclosure trustee with a valid listing agreement with a California licensed real estate broker at least 5 business days before the scheduled foreclosure sale, the sale must be postponed for 45 days. So this gives the homeowner additional time to market and sell the property, which could help avoid foreclosure entirely. And then number 2, the additional 45-day extension with a purchase agreement. The homeowner obtains a bona fide purchase agreement during that initial 45-day postponement and submits it to the trustee at least 5 business days before the rescheduled sale date. Again, the foreclosure must be postponed for another 45 days. So this provides even more time to complete the transaction and close the sale, giving the homeowner a fair shot at saving their equity. Additional protections in this Assembly Bill 2424 also requires lenders or servicers to notify borrowers that third parties, such as a family member or HUD certified housing counselor or an attorney, can record a request to receive copies of the notice of default and notice of sale. This ensures that someone trusted is also in the loop and can help guide the borrower through the process. When you're overwhelmed and emotionally drained, having another person aware of the critical steps and timelines can make a huge difference in staying on track and avoiding mistakes. So this bill, again, was designed to give homeowners a real chance to take action, preserve their equity, and avoid the devastating effects of foreclosure, especially during a time when stress, fear, and confusion can cloud judgment. So under Assembly Bill 2424, in order for a homeowner to receive the 45-day postponement of a foreclosure sale, the California licensed real estate broker must place the property on a publicly available marketing platform, such as the MLS or the multiple listing service. This ensures the property is being actively marketed to potential buyers. It's important to note that this extension can only be used once to delay the sale, so homeowners should be strategic and work closely with their agent to make the most of that window opportunity. Then to further clarify how the 45-day foreclosure sale postponements work under California Assembly Bill 2424, the first 45-day postponement, this requires a valid listing agreement with a California licensed real estate broker. The property must be listed on a publicly available marketing platform like the MLS, and the listing agreement must be submitted to the trustee at least 5 business days before the scheduled foreclosure sale. If the homeowner does not have a listing agreement, they cannot qualify for this first 45-day extension, even if they have a signed purchase agreement. However, if you miss the first extension, you may still qualify for one 45-day extension by submitting a valid purchase agreement 5 days before the scheduled sale. So what that means is you may not have had it listed publicly, but you received a purchase agreement, so you still may qualify for that 45-day extension just to give you more time, again, push through the timeline of the sale. This bill, again, it gives a powerful opportunity, but only, again, if the timelines and documentation requirements are met precisely. And I want to kind of bring this back to the story I shared earlier about the family who reached out to us, but sadly it was too late. We weren't able to stop the auction, and that was before this bill went into place before January 1st of 2025. If Assembly Bill 2424 had been in effect at that time, we likely could have delayed the foreclosure by submitting a valid listing agreement or even a purchase contract. That extra time might have allowed us to list and sell the property, giving the family a chance to recover some of their equity instead of losing everything. But unfortunately, since the bill wasn't yet law, the servicer wasn't required to grant a postponement, and in this case, they didn't. While it's true that some lenders may voluntarily pause a foreclosure when a sale is pending, they're not obligated to without legal backing. So this new law gives homeowners that legal right and creates a more consistent process. So the intent behind this legislation is clear: to give homeowners a fair opportunity to sell their homes and preserve any remaining equity, rather than losing everything in a foreclosure auction. So if you ever find yourself in this situation, be sure to retain copies of all of your communication with the trustee or loan servicer. Send documents via certified mail, email with read receipts, or to be sure to save all proof of delivery. And most importantly, follow up. Don't assume your documents were received. Confirm receipt. And always request written confirmation that the foreclosure sale has been officially postponed. These small steps can make a huge difference in protecting your home, your credit, and your peace of mind. I understand the stigma many homeowners feel when facing foreclosure. They're often fear of being taken advantage of. And that's why I lead with education, not pressure. I make sure you understand all of your options, not just selling. This includes loan modifications, short sales, or staying in your home when possible. I'm committed to transparency and ethical business practices. There are no hidden fees, no confusing terms, and absolutely no pressure to sign anything. I always encourage homeowners to seek legal or financial advice before making any decisions. My contracts are clear, straightforward, and written in plain language. I don't just focus on a quick sale. I offer real solutions tailored to your individual situation. And that might include help with moving expenses, leaseback options, or assisting you in finding new housing. With a proven track record of helping homeowners through foreclosure, my goal is to always serve, not just buy. And as a licensed realtor and short sale and foreclosure resource certified professional, I'm held to the highest ethical standards and disclose my role up front, whether I'm representing you as a listing agent or purchasing your home as an investor. And what I don't do, I do not use unethical wholesaler tactics, no high pressure approaches, no vague or misleading offers, no contracts designed to trap you. And finally, whether you decide to sell or not, my goal is to make sure you have all the facts, to make the best decision for you and your family. I'm here to walk you through all your options with zero pressure. There are several trusted resources available to help homeowners facing foreclosure, and I always encourage people to take advantage of them. First, HUD, approved housing counselors, offer free or low-cost foreclosure prevention counseling through the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. These counselors can walk homeowners through their options like loan modifications, forbearances, or short sales, and even negotiate with lenders on their behalf. They also provide budgeting and financial guidance to help prevent future issues. So to get help, you can visit this website here, or you can give them a call here. This is the number 1-800-569-4287. Again, you can visit their website to find a local counselor. And then next, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is another powerful resource. This bureau provides educational tools and foreclosure prevention guides, and they allow homeowners to file complaints if they feel they've been treated unfairly by a lender or a mortgage servicer. They can also assist with identifying mortgage scams or frauds, and homeowners can go to this website here and to file a complaint or just to get more information. And then lastly, for homeowners who are facing wrongful foreclosure or need legal support, legal aid organizations can help. These groups offer free or low-cost legal representation and are especially valuable for fighting lender misconduct or navigating bankruptcy if needed. Work to ensure homeowners understand their rights and have proper support throughout the process. So you can find legal assistance here by visiting one of these two websites, the Legal Aid Society of California, or this one, Finding Legal Aid near you. So these resources are here to protect and support homeowners, not to pressure them. I always recommend reaching out early again and getting educated in all available options. So what happens if you do nothing? Well, as we've discussed, the emotional and financial stress can become overwhelming. You're likely to face constant phone calls, late notices, and the looming threat of eviction. On top of that, foreclosure can cause long-term damage to your credit and future buying power. And worst of all, you could walk away from your home with absolutely nothing, when you might have had a chance to walk away with some cash for a fresh start. If you're unable to modify your loan and decide that selling is the best or only option, it's important to act quickly, especially if you have equity in your home. You want to tap into that equity rather than letting it go to the bank through foreclosure. So what's the right strategy for you? If keeping the home is no longer viable, selling before the auction is a strong option. As a certified real estate agent in California with specialized training in foreclosure alternatives, I can help you explore the best route forward. This includes short sales, which are ideal if your home is worth less than what you owe. And in that case, my team and I can help negotiate with the bank to sell the property and reduce the impact on your credit. You also have the option of working with a trusted investor like Cactus Investment Properties, or choosing a traditional listing with a real estate broker. Either way will help you figure out which strategy makes the most sense and offers the best path to protecting your financial future. So option one is selling your home directly to me as an investor through Cactus Investment Properties. So this is often the quickest and most stress-free solution for homeowners facing foreclosure. There are no commissions, no fees, and no repairs needed. We purchase the property as is, no matter the condition. The process is designed to be fast and hassle-free, and we can close in as little as a couple of weeks or work around your timelining depending on how much time you have before the foreclosure sale. This option not only helps protect your credit by avoiding a formal foreclosure, but also allows you to access any remaining equity in your home. Instead of walking away with nothing, you can walk away with cash in hand and a fresh start. Option number two is choosing to list your home with my team as your real estate agents. This gives you the opportunity to sell your property on the open market and potentially get the highest possible price. It's a great option if you still have time, especially if you're in the early stages of foreclosure. The sooner you act, the more time we have to prepare, market, and secure a strong offer. With this path, you'll receive full representation, including professional marketing, negotiation, support, and guidance every step of the way. If your home is worth less than what you owe, then we will also specialize in short sale and can help negotiate with your lender to reduce the impact on your credit. While this option typically takes a little longer, it may result in a greater financial income, especially if you have equity or want to avoid investor pricing. Again, this is ideal for homeowners who act quickly and decide that a traditional sale is the right path. Our team is here to help walk you through the entire process and make sure you're supported from start to finish. Let's take a moment to compare the two main options side by side. So selling your home directly to an investor like Cactus Investment Properties, or listing your home the traditional way with our real estate team. So when you sell to me as an investor, I act solely as the buyer. There's no formal representation, though the sale still goes through a licensed escrow company. And in contrast, when you list your home with us as your agents, you receive full fiduciary representation, meaning we're obligated to act in your best interest through the process. In terms of timeline, selling to investors is typically much faster. We can close in as little as a few days or on your timeline, depending on how much time you have before the foreclosure sale. A traditional listing, on the other hand, will usually take between 30, 60, 90 days or more, depending on your market pricing and the condition of the property. There are no commissions or hidden fees when you sell to an investor like us, and then with a traditional listing, standard agent commissions do apply, which come out of the sale proceeds. So when it comes to repairs, selling to an investor means you don't need to do anything. No painting upgrades, no curb appeal fixes. We buy the property as is. But with a traditional listing, there may be some minor repairs or improvements needed to attract buyers, and then buyers may also request repairs during the negotiations. So from a credit standpoint, both options can help you avoid foreclosure as long as action is taken early enough. If your home is worth less than what you owe, we can also explore a short sale through a traditional listing. So ultimately, an investor sale is the best route if you need speed, simplicity, or can't make repairs. A traditional listing may offer more profit if you have the time and the home is in good condition. In a strategy session, we'll talk through both options and you can decide what's best for your situation. So, Cactus Investment Properties, I bring a strong local connection and broad reach. I'm a Southern California native. I grew up and spent most of my life in Orange County, and I now live in Riverside County. And I also do a lot of business in the Coachella Valley. So, our core focus is in and around Southern California. However, we are actively expanding beyond Southern California. So, if you're watching this and you're located in another part of the state or even somewhere else in the country, don't worry. We have resources nationwide. So even if your property isn't a fit for us directly, I likely know someone in your market who can help. So I built a strong network across many states, and I'm always happy to connect homeowners with a trusted local buyer or agent when needed. So what happens if Cactus Investment Properties buys your home? So as I've shared before, I'm a retired registered nurse, and one of the things I'm truly passionate about now is renovating homes. So in most cases, if we purchase your property, we will be revitalizing and restoring it. Our goal is to increase the home's value and contribute positively to the neighborhood. Sometimes we renovate and resell the property, what's often called a fix and flip, and other times we may hold onto it as a rental to provide affordable quality housing to families who need it. In other situations, we may sell the home to another homeowner, landlord, or investor through our nationwide network. Because of our creative and flexible exit strategies, what we do with the property really depends on the condition, location, and current market. Ultimately, our approach is community focused. We aim to create win-win solutions, not just for our sellers and buyers, but also for the neighborhoods we invest in. Whether it's improving a distressed home, helping a family find housing, or partnering with another investor, our mission is to leave things better than we found them. If you decide to list your home the traditional way with our team, there are several key strategies we implement to help you sell quickly and for the best possible price. First, we focus on strategic pricing and positioning, tailored to your specific situation, especially how much time we have before foreclosure. Our team will conduct a detailed market analysis to accurately determine your home's value and help you price it competitively. We also provide high-impact digital and target marketing. This includes a dedicated web page for your home, plus email and database outreach to both buyers and agents. We utilize social media ads, video marketing, and direct agent outreach, especially targeting the regions where your ideal buyers are likely to be. For example, in seasonal markets like the Coachella Valley, we don't just market locally, we target buyers in places like Washington or Canada, where many seasonal residents come from. In addition, we host weekly open houses, we offer in-person showings, and respond quickly to direct buyer inquiries. We make sure your home is always shown in the best possible light, literally with lights on, blinds up, and a fresh, inviting atmosphere. If needed, we also offer professional staging to help your home stand out. After every showing or open house, we provide real-time feedback so you stay informed about what buyers are thinking. Ultimately, our approach is results driven. We're here to do everything we can to sell your home faster and for the highest price while keeping your unique timeline and goals in mind. So how does my team and I ensure full transparency and ethical practices? So as a licensed realtor and certified professional with the National Association of Realtors, I am fully committed to providing homeowners with all foreclosure alternatives, not just pushing a quick sale. My mission is to help you make the best decision for your situation, whether that's a loan modification, a short sale, listing your home, or selling to an investor. My team will include highly skilled real estate professionals who specialize in foreclosure assistance, short sales, buyer negotiations, and more. We're here to make sure you receive expert guidance at every step of the process. You will always receive full disclosure. You'll know upfront whether I'm acting as an investor or as your agent in any given transaction. There are no hidden agendas, no pressure, and no obligations. Our goal is to provide clarity, support, and real solutions tailored to your needs. So what are your next steps? So if you're ready to talk this through, I invite you to schedule a free strategy session with me or a member of my team. Again, there's absolutely no pressure, just honest professional guidance to help you explore your options and decide whether selling before foreclosure is the right path for you. We'll make sure you get the help you deserve, and we'll find a time that works best with your schedule. You can schedule a session by visiting our website at investorrn.com. So as we come to the end of this webinar, I want to leave you with one final legal disclaimer. So while I hope this information and anything else you might be reading or hearing is helpful to you, you should also consider consulting with an attorney. When you do, be sure to consult with one who has expertise in foreclosures, short sales, and perhaps even bankruptcy, which often goes in hand with protecting your housing issues and assets in these situations. Most attorneys will offer a free initial consultation. While most won't work for free, many who serve clientele going through things like this have fee structures that are sensitive to financial hardship. So don't think an attorney is going to be expensive or out of reach. You should be able to find one who can and will help you at a reasonable rate and payment schedule. It's more dangerous to try and navigate all of your options and the processes involved on your own and rely on people who don't truly have your best interest at heart. As with almost everything else we've gone over, the earlier you speak to an attorney, the better off you will be and feel. Just speaking to one may even make you feel more calm and at ease. I want to sincerely thank you for your time today. My team and I truly look forward to helping you find the best solution for your unique situation. And remember, like a cactus, you are stronger than you think. No matter how harsh the conditions may feel right now, you have the resilience to move forward, and together we can find a way forward. If you would like to reach out, here's how you can get in touch with me and my team. You can call or text at area code 951-331-3040. You can email me directly at kareng@investorrn.com. And of course, you may feel free to visit our website at investorrn.com to learn more, schedule a free strategy session, or access additional resources. We're here to support you. No pressure, just guidance.